In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, may peace be upon you. This is Saad Farooq Khan and we welcome you to the 16th episode of the Book of Light. In this episode, we are going to proceed with verse 51 from the 4th chapter of the Holy Quran, that is Surah Nisa. Did you not consider the case of those who were given part of the book? Yet they believe in magic and evil, and they hold the unbelievers to be better guided than the believers. They are the ones cursed by God. He who is cursed by God will not find any helper. Do they have any share in power? Had it been so, they would not have given people even as much as a speck on a date stone. Are they jealous over what God has granted others out of His grace? God gave the people of Abraham and wisdom and granted them a great kingdom. Some of them believed while others turned away. The blazing hellfire is enough for them. Those who reject God's sign, God will soon throw them into the hellfire. As often as their skins will be burnt out, He will replace them with fresh skins so that they may continuously taste punishment. God is Almighty, the wisest. Those who believe and do good, God will admit them to the gardens beneath which rivers flow. They will live there forever. For them there will be excellent wives. God will place them under deep shades. God commands you to deliver trusts to those to whom they are due. Judge with justice when you are judging among people. God gives excellent advice. God is all-hearing, all-seeing. O believers, obey God and obey the messenger and those given authority among you. If you differ on something, refer the matter to God and the messenger. If you believe in God and the day of judgment, that is best and you will have an excellent end. O Prophet, did you not consider the case of those who claim that they believe in the book revealed to you and in what was revealed before you? However, they want to submit their cases to the evil ones. Though they were asked to reject this practice, Satan wants to mislead them badly. When they are asked to follow what God has revealed and to follow the messenger, you will find the hypocrites turning away from you, O Prophet, in disgust. But what happens when some misfortune overtakes them because of the evil of their own hands? They come to you swearing by God and claiming, we meant only good and understanding between the parties. God knows what is in their hearts. So Prophet, forgive them. However, keep advising them with effective words. God always sent down a messenger to be obeyed by His permission. When they, the hypocrites, had wronged themselves, they should have come to you and sought God's forgiveness. Had you too requested forgiveness for them, they would have found God to be all forgiving, most merciful. But no, by your Lord, they, the hypocrites, cannot be true believers unless they take you as the judge in all disputes and have no reservation in their hearts against your judgment and accept it willingly. Had God ordered them to kill themselves or to leave their homes, few among them would have done so. Had they acted on the advice given to them, it would have been best for them. It would have made their faith strong. In this case, God would have given them out of His grace a great reward and guided them to the straight way. He who obeys God and the messenger, he will be the company of those whom God has favored, the prophets, the truthful, the martyrs, and the pious. How excellent companions! This is a bounty from God. God's knowledge is enough. O believers, be careful in your encounter with the enemy. Advance in groups or advance all together. Among you, there is he who lags behind. And when some misfortune overtakes you, he says, God did me a favor, as I was not with them. However, when you are blessed with God's grace, he says, as if there was any affection between you and him. I wish I was with them. I would have achieved a great success. Let him then fight in God's way against those who have purchased the life of this world in exchange for the life of the next world. He who fights in God's way and is killed or gets victory, God will grant him a big reward. How is that you do not fight in God's way and in support of those who are weak and ill-treated, men, women, and children who cry, "O our Lord, take us out of this land. Its people are unjust. Raise for us a protector from yourself. Raise for us a helper from yourself." The believers fight in God's way, whereas the unbelievers fight in the way of the evil ones. Fight then against the friends of Satan. Satan's strategy is weak. Did you not consider the case of those who ask to restrain their hands from fighting and to offer prayer and pay zakah? When fighting was prescribed for them, a group of them feared fellow human beings as much or even more than as they should have feared God. They said, "Oh Lord, why did you order us to fight? Why did you not you give us a little more time to live?" O Prophet, tell them, the enjoyment of this world is brief. The next world is far better for him who fears God. You will not be wronged in the least. Your death will overtake you no matter where you are, even if you are inside strong towers. When some good happens to them, they say that it is from God. However, when some misfortune strikes them, they say it is from you, the Prophet. Tell them that everything is from God. What has happened to them that they do not understand anything? All good that happens to you is from God. All misfortune that strikes you is because of your own actions. God has sent down you, O Prophet Muhammad, as the messenger to whole mankind. God is enough as a witness to it. He who obeys the messenger obeys God. If they turn away, God has not sent down you, Prophet Muhammad, as a keeper over them. They say that they obey you. However, when they leave you, a group of them plans at night against you what you told them. God record their plans which they draw at nights. Leave them alone and have trust in God. God is enough as the guardian. Do they not reflect on the Quran? Had it been from anyone other than God, they would have found much inconsistency in it. When some news comes to them about security and fear, they spread it. Had they reported this to the messenger or to those in authority among them, those competent to investigate would have checked it. Had God's grace been not upon you, you would have taken to following Satan except a few of you. O Prophet, fight in God's cause. You are responsible only for yourself. Urge the believers to fight. God will check the power of the unbelievers. God is the strongest and the mightiest in the punishment. He who recommends and helps a good cause will have this share in its result. He who recommends and helps an evil cause will have a share in its burden. God has power over everything. When you are greeted, return it with a better greeting, or at least the same. God will take account of everything. God, there is no God besides him. He will gather you all on the day of judgment. There is no doubt in it. Whose word can be truer than God's? What has happened to you that you are divided into two groups about the hypocrites? God has reverted them on account of their evil actions. Will you guide those whom God has misled? You can never find the way for those whom God has misled. They want that you disbelieve as they do, so that you all may be alike. So do not take them as friends until they immigrate in God's cause. If they turn their backs, seize them and kill them wherever you find them. Do not take any of them as friends or helpers, unless they are the ones who take refuge with whom you have a treaty, or those who come to you, who avoided fighting against you or their people. Had God willed, He could have given them power over you, and they would have certainly fought against you. If they withdraw from you, do not fight against you, and offer you peace. God does not permit you to fight against them. Soon you will find others who pretend to remain secure from you and from their own people. However, whenever they have an opportunity to cause mischief, they get involved into it straight away. If they do not withdraw from you, do not offer you peace, and do not restrain their hands from attacking you, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them. God has given you a clear sanction against them. Never should a believer kill a believer unless by mistake. He who kills a believer by mistake, he is obliged to free a believing slave and also to pay blood money to his heirs unless they forego it willingly. If the killed person belonged to a people at war with you, though he was a believer, the freeing of a believer slave is obligatory. If he was from a people with whom you have a treaty, blood money is to be paid to his heirs and a believing slave is to be freed. One who cannot afford this is obliged to fast for 2 months running. This is the repentance prescribed by God. God is all-knowing, the wisest. As to he who intentionally kills a believer, his punishment is the hellfire in which he will live. God's wrath and curse will be upon him. God has prepared for him a terrible punishment. O believers, when you march in God's cause, find out carefully. Do not say to them who greets you, "You are not a believer." If you are after material things of life, there are numerous such things with God. You too were such greedy before. Then God did you his favor. So check carefully. God knows what you do. Those believers who sit at home without a valid excuse are not equal to those who strive in God's way with their wealth and their lives. God has raised in ranks those who strive with their wealth and their lives than those who sit at home. God has, however, promised good reward to each. He has granted excellence by a great reward to those who strive or those who sit at home. For them are high ranks, forgiveness and mercy from God. God is most forgiving, most merciful. When the angels will take the souls of those who had wronged themselves, they will ask, "What were you engaged in?" They will reply, "We were weak and helpless in the land." The angels will ask them, "Was God's earth not wide enough for you to immigrate?" Their abode is the hellfire. It is an evil place. Except those women, men and children who were too weak to escape or unable to find a way out. God will pardon them. God is full of pardon, most forgiving. He who immigrates in God's way will find in the earth plenty of refuge and space. He who leaves his home, immigrating from God and his messenger, and dies, his reward becomes due with God. God is most forgiving, most merciful. There is no blame upon you if you shorten prayer as you travel in the land and you fear the unbelievers may harm you. The unbelievers are your open enemy. O Prophet, when you are with them, with the believers, and stand to lead them in prayer, let a group of them stand with you in prayer, keeping their weapons.